Hey, I'm Aaron Marcus, and if you're watching this on my Acting and Modeling Quick Tips channel, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and also click the little notification bell so that way every time I upload a new video, you'll know about it. So how to get work as a model? So let me first just explain this to you. There are two different types of modeling. There's fashion modeling and commercial modeling. In fashion modeling, just so you know the distinction, these are supermodels you see doing runways, New York, Milan, other parts of the world. Essentially, what they are doing is promoting high-end designer clothes. In order to be a supermodel, if you're a woman, you're going to be between 5'9" and 6 feet tall. Your measurements are going to be 34, 24, 34. Guys, you're going to be 6 feet to 6 feet 2, wear a size 40 jacket, could be 40 long. Yes, there are some exceptions to the rule, very few for supermodels. For the other type of modeling, it's called commercial modeling. And before I explain how to get work as a commercial model, first I want to tell you what commercial modeling is all about. But the one other thing about fashion modeling, look, if you have the right statistics, you're pretty close to them, it's a much simpler process of getting representation. Essentially, go to any fashion agency's website. They will tell you very specifically how they want you to submit to them. Typically, what they want you to do for women, they want to see a two-piece bathing suit shot, full body. They want to see a tight headshot. Sometimes they want profile shots. Sometimes they want to see a shot of your back. For guys, it has to be form-fitting clothing so they can get a really good sense of body type. And then if they're interested, and you submit those photos, they can just be selfies. You don't have to pay for professional photos. If they're interested, they'll contact you. Okay, so that makes it pretty easy. It's a difficult business to get into. It's very difficult to get representation and to have success. But it's easier to get representation if you have the right statistics and the right look as well. Now, commercial modeling. What's really cool with commercial modeling is that you will find this everywhere. Unlike the fashion industry, where you've got to be based New York, which is the biggest fashion market in the United States, or LA, Chicago, Miami, commercial models are everywhere. And commercial modeling runs the gamut. There are no height restrictions, weight restrictions, age restrictions. If you're a woman and you want to be a fashion model, if you're over the age of 21 and you haven't made it already, it's going to be really, really tough. In commercial modeling, I've worked with infants. I've worked with people in their 80s and every age in between. They need beautiful looking people if it's a high-end product. If it's something else on the other end of the spectrum, maybe you can be not so attractive. They need people with great bodies. They need people who are overweight. It's everybody. And you will find work virtually everywhere as well. If there's an advertising agency or there are companies, businesses that do advertising, then chances are they might be hiring commercial models for their publicity. Now, here is one of the most important things that most people really don't know about, and this is what prevents them from getting work as a commercial model. I wish I knew about this at the very beginning of my career. I've been doing this full time for a little over 34 years now. I've been very, very fortunate. I've booked more than 1,275 jobs, but it took me years to figure this out. And here's the key. Look, if you want to get commercial modeling work, very first thing I would suggest that you do is get a headshot. And I know typically people say, well, headshots are for actors. Yeah, they are. You have a headshot and resume on the back. But it's how I got started, and it's the simplest way, not saying it's easy to get an effective headshot, but it's the best way to get started. It's one photo, and as long as it really captures your personality, who you are, the right kinds of jobs for you, then that can be a way into the industry. So photographers and people at advertising agencies, the art and creative directors who sometimes actually hire the models. it will allow them to make a decision as to whether you are right or not for this particular project. So that's the way to start off. And on a side note, I have found, because I do a lot of online mentoring, private mentoring with people, and what I found is that quite often it's when people don't have the right information. That's what causes them to drop out of the industry. It's not necessarily their looks, their ability. They just don't have the knowledge. And they just get frustrated and they give up. So that's why I'm so excited about sharing this information with you. What you want to do eventually, first start off with a headshot. The next step, and this is what will be giving you your best chance to get both representation and work as a commercial model, is instead of doing what most people do, and you see a photographer and you ask, so what should I do? I have no idea. And so if it was someone like me, the photographer might say, okay, well, you look like you are a professional. Maybe you're the doctor, you're the lawyer, you could be the teacher. Why don't you wear a suit and hold a cell phone and you're having a conversation? Okay. And that's typically what people do. And those aren't the kinds of shots that are going to be most effective for you. I'm not saying you can't get work that way. Of course you can. But here's what you really want to do. Create shots that actually look like ads. Not shots where you're just standing there smiling or holding onto a cell phone. Make it look like an ad for a company or an organization or a product. So when you look at it, you can immediately say, oh, that could be an ad for this product, or this product, without using logos, without using brand names, without using the product itself. You never want to do that. Because if you are thinking, hey, well, maybe I'll do a test shot and it will look like I go to a specific fast food restaurant, and you'll hold the bag, showing the name and the logo and all that stuff. Well, if you do that in a test shot, which is a sample shot, you just cut yourself out of potentially working for any other competitor. So that's why you don't do that. You want to create a shot that looks like an ad that also does not have headlines that explains it. Doesn't have the copy in an ad, the words that help explain what's going on. You have to make it look like an ad just with your facial and body expressions, emotions, and maybe some props. So let me give you a perfect example. Maybe you are a frustrated student and you're sitting at a desk and you just don't understand this stuff. And you can see in the picture here, this is a perfect example of that. And maybe this is an ad for a tutoring company. And in this tutoring company, they want to show, okay, so you're having problems, you're frustrated, you're not understanding it. Study with us. We will help teach you how to be much better in math or whatever it is. So that's what you can do. So the props would be, maybe you have a pencil, maybe you have a calculator, you've got paper, you're sitting in a chair at a desk. These are all props to help make the shot look real. That's what you want to do with all of your photos. Make all of your shots look like ads for specific companies or organizations or products. And that way, when they need, when I say they, I'm talking about people from the ad agency or the photographer or the client, when they need somebody who needs to be able to show frustration or anger, you're banging them over the head with a look. It's like, there it is. That's the person that they can use for this other ad. That is the key to having success and getting work as a commercial model. The other thing too is you need to be able to show real expressions and emotions. You don't want to fake it. You don't want to pretend. You don't want to look like a model. Sometimes I've seen photos. Once again, I do a lot of private online mentoring, and I will look at people's photos, give them feedback, give them suggestions, and then We can talk about what shots are right, for the person. And sometimes I'll look at a photo and the person is smiling into the camera. And it might be, but there's nothing there. There's nothing behind it. It's not real. There's no life. There's no brain activity happening. There's no reason that's making them smile. They were given a direction. They followed it very carefully, and they did exactly what they were told to do by the photographer, but it's not interesting. It's not grabbing people's attention. And I can tell you, when you work this way and you are actually feeling the correct emotions, the energy shoots out of your eyes. And that is what grabs people's attention. That is how you can really have success and create test shots that, are eye-catching, that people will look at and go, wow, that's powerful. This is somebody I want to work with. They're really good. And you can do this just with test shots. This is a great way of getting your images out there so people can see it. These actually will look like ads. It looks like you are very experienced. And so there is an entire recall. I call it the Aaron recall method, where I walk you through this process of teaching you how to create the right emotions for a whole wide variety of different kinds of looks. As a matter of fact, there is a video that you definitely need to check out. Here is, you can see the link below. It's 5 ways to get work as a model. You absolutely want to watch this thing. It's going to be so helpful to you. But the key thing to understand is with commercial modeling, like I said, everybody can be used. You will find commercial modeling work virtually everywhere. It pays really well. And it's a lot of fun. For me as an actor, I get the opportunity to use my acting skills for commercial modeling ads. Now, these are not TV commercials. These are still shots. And you see them in newspaper ads, magazine ads, brochures, on websites, sides of buses. You'll see them on packages. I mean, we're all over the place. So if you're really interested in getting work as a commercial model, definitely check out this video, because it will just walk you through the entire process. You'll see tons of slides. There's a PowerPoint, and you will know step by step what you want to do and what you need to do in order to have success. Hey, I hope this was really helpful to you. And one other thing, and I always ask this, just to keep the Acting and Modeling Quick Tips channel up, running. If you're available, if you can afford to, love to ask if you would donate to the channel. There is a PayPal link below. Just scroll down, and whatever is good for you, whatever is comfortable for you, I would greatly appreciate you being a part of the channel, supporting it, and that would be wonderful. And the very last thing is, please share the link with all of your friends throughout social media, Instagram, wherever you are reaching out to people. My goal here is to have a large family of actors and models, or people wanting to break into the industry. Share information, share your experiences. And I know everybody does things differently. Some people are concerned, well, if I give you information and we're at the same audition or the same go-see, maybe you're going to book the job and I'm not going to book it because I gave you this information. I just don't follow that philosophy. I truly believe that we have no competition in this world. Everybody is unique. Everybody has different life experiences, and we always bring something different to the table, to the audition. And yeah, maybe you're going to learn something and you're going to go to the go-see, book the job, and I'm not, and that's okay. I'd rather be in a place where I'm surrounded by, a large family of people who are sharing information. To me, that feels like a much better way to live one's life. And I'm not telling other people what they should or shouldn't do. And if you don't want to share information, I have no problem with that. This is what I like to do. So please share this with as many people as possible, so that they will subscribe as well, and they will come back, and maybe they can offer information about things that they experienced on the page. So anyhow, please share it, and let's increase our family here. I'm Aaron Marcus. I hope this was helpful to you, and I can't wait to talk with you again soon. See ya.